Hello, this is Caelan Huntress, and today I'm reviewing the homepage of Refugepdx.com. Yoga Refuge is a yoga studio in Portland, Oregon, and this is the homepage for the studio where they teach classes and host events. And I'm going to go over the 4 things that I like about this homepage and the 4 things that I would improve. The first thing that I like about this homepage is that it's got a really well-designed above-the-fold content. Above-the-fold is a newspaper term that comes from the content that would be above where the front page folded. So it's where the most important content goes. And if content's above the fold, then it's the thing that people who don't even pick up the paper are going to see and make a judgment on whether or not to purchase. And it's all so above-the-fold content is the most important part. And in a website, when you land, everything that you see without scrolling is what's called above the fold. And everything here is great. It's fantastic. There's this call to action to sign up with a great deal, 30 days of unlimited yoga for $39. And the menu is really easy to see. And the second thing that I like about this homepage is this hero shot. It really visually conveys the yoga space. And that's what this place is. The website is the homepage for a space. And we see a whole lot of space, and we see someone using this space as it's meant to be used, as a place to do yoga. So that's the second thing that I like, is it's got a really good hero shot that takes up a whole lot of the above-the-fold real estate without taking away space from everything else that is also here. And so this is really well done. The third thing that I like about the homepage is this sneaky slider here on the bottom. Normally, I hate sliders. I think sliders on homepages are a really bad idea because if you put them right up here on top, then people get to the homepage and they're waiting for the above-the-fold content to load as soon as they get there, and they don't see anything. But what they've done here is clever. They have the slider down below. And so with such rich content here above the fold, when a visitor gets here, they're digesting all this content, and they take a few seconds before they scroll. And that few seconds allows this to load. And so the third thing I like about this homepage is that the slider is far enough down that it gives it time to load. And the fourth thing that I like is this 2-column option down here. The options aren't that different, but they do serve different functions. And giving someone a simple option, a binary option to take, this one or that one, it can often convert much better than a suite of complicated options where somebody really needs to think. And so if you're looking to drive clicks, having simple options like this, it helps somebody who's just gotten here, they're kind of disoriented, they're on a new website, they're dazzled by all the photography, and oh yeah, I'm here to look up the class schedule, and you just go there without having to think about it too hard. So that's the fourth thing that I like is this binary option right here. So and it's well designed, it's really well, it's good. So the first thing that I would improve about this homepage is this email call to action right here. I like how it's bold and it stands out. You know, the color is very different than what's around it, and it overlaps some other elements, and so it really does stand out. But I would redesign this call to action. I don't feel like this green is really the right color. It's not the same color as any of these photos. I would use a color palette generator for these 3 photos and get a highlight color from these browns that more accurately highlights against them, because it seems to me to blend too much for something that pops out. You know, it's a green that's really subdued, and I don't and I think that stay in touch is a weak call to action. I think there could be something much stronger here, like exclusive yoga events, 10% off a class coupon, Zen Bites, something that's a little more appealing as a call to action than just stay in touch. So that's the first thing I would improve, is I would redesign this whole email call to action right here. The second thing I would improve is I would make this slider clickable. Right now, none of these items you can click on. And it has all the information so that if somebody is looking for an event or is going to hear about an event, then it has the date and time and what it's about. But, if you were really going to advertise separate event posters, I think you would need them sequentially for somebody to scroll in. For a slider, the real advantage of a slider is it can drive a click for, oh, that right there. That's something I'm interested in. Happy hour yoga. Yes, tell me more. And if you click, it can either go to the event page or the reserve now button in Mind Body Online, or it could just go to an iCal file where somebody clicks on it and then it helps them download something for an Outlook calendar or a Google calendar or whatever, so that they can add it to their calendar and then it's on there. So that's the second thing I would improve, is I would make the slider clickable with either reserve it here online or add it to your calendar, one of those two. The third thing I would improve is I would add some testimonials. So that, this does a really good job of letting me peek into the space, but I don't know the stories about this space. I don't know what it does to people when they come here, why they practice here as opposed to other places. I want to see some stories about the teachers here, so that, because it would be great to scroll right past this and somebody gives a testimonial about a teacher or about a training or workshop that they did there, so that I get a little more social proof about other people who have gone and done this and gone to this studio and how their experience was really validated. And that's going to make me more confident in anything that I decide to do on the site. So that's the third thing I would improve, is I'd add some testimonials. And the fourth thing I'd improve is I'd add a blog feed. There's a blog on this site, and it's had its ups and downs of when it's been published, but it's fairly consistent. The important thing is that it has good featured images, and if you have good featured images that are uniformly laid out so that the same height and width, then you can get a really good looking blog feed. But this is usually the trickiest thing, is you've got to have featured images that look good in order to do it, and they do. And so having a blog feed down here, it would do two things. First, it would give a little more visual variety to the homepage, so that somebody has some more things that they can scroll to. But the second thing that it would do is it would increase their organic SEO, because Google would say this homepage does not stay the same. And it's not just the slider which switches out. They're always adding dynamic content. Every time a blog post is published, then this homepage updates with a new article. That's a homepage that's going to rank better in the search engines. That's what Google says. That's how it decides how to rank web pages. And so if you're trying to rank for Yoga Studio Portland and you have a blog feed on here and a footer menu, this is a bonus thing I would improve. I'd put in a footer menu that had keywords in a menu in the footer that you could click on and go to individual pages in the site, so that Yoga Studio Portland, Yoga Portland, Yoga Teacher Training Portland, all those things, they go to internal pages, and that would add a whole bunch of SEO. So those are the 4 things I like, and the 4.5 things I would improve about Yoga Refuge PDX. Overall, I think this is a beautiful site. It's really well designed. I wish I could see who it was that designed it. There's nothing in the footer, but whoever did, bravo. I think this is a really well done site. So if you'd like your homepage reviewed, then there's a link in the description below. Thanks so much for watching.